thinking that this is any glamorous dress-up party. So, yeah, it'll be a good contrast between what Tanya and Danny wears.
Yeah, and I thought that because, I don't normally put, like, clothes descriptions in the character description bit, but for my brain, it was just helpful to sort of think about how their characters come through what they wear, in a sense.
Yeah, for sure. That's great.
That was page 3, wasn't it? And then page 5. What's that we were talking about? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely not what Danny and Tanya wants her to wear.
I personally really like starting with Danny in the car and just like her being this like emotional person, her getting to the door, still being this really emotional person, and then being like, all right, time to turn on bitch mode. It's like, why are you flipping this switch? Nobody needs this. Should I just do it now? Should I chop out that beginning bit? If it's all of the... Oh no, it's not that big, is it? I don't know if you can see me highlighting. I'm on page 1.
Yeah.
But that's really what I'd be chopping out to get to Tanya being at the door, isn't it? Well, that and like maybe the first part of page 2.
I think these bits maybe cut them off too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we won't need that because it wouldn't. Should we? Yeah, it wouldn't have happened. So it could just be like, getting rid of this. I think it might just be easy to do while we're both here.
Maybe there's bits too we can get rid of. Just start with Tanya saying, "Oh, sorry, got a facial, that's why I'm late."
Yeah, so I was thinking if I cut those out.
These bits, I think we can cut out.
Opens the front door. Revealed Tanya, who's wearing sunglasses, inside waving a bottle of Prosecco. Hey, babe. Fake cheek kisses. Yeah, so that should now. Is this what you mean? Sorry, I've just deleted a few stuff.
So I'm thinking what I'm highlighting right now, I those could go as well. Just Tanya saying, "Oh, I got facial, that's why I'm late," and then Gemma's like, "Stop messing around. You can put up the decorations."
Where is this part?
Just the first 2 lines on page 2.
Oh, get rid of this. This.
Yeah, what do you think?
That part, and then it would be like, and this whole tomato thing. Gosh, I do really like to entertain myself. Say, hold on. Hey, babe, when I was hurry, wait for a weekly facial. Yada, yada, yada. I'm wondering if I cut out Gemma's part as well. The only reason I wanted to keep, the only reason I'm in an iron about this part, Gemma's on page 2, is because I was like, it's introducing, even though the audience have already met Danny, it's sort of like introducing her in their friendship dynamic in terms of like, yeah, what kind of person or what kind of friend is she? It would be good to establish that quite soon, but it doesn't have to be in that way. It can be...
Yeah, I think the whole fact that, it's clear that she's the host and she's cooking all this stuff, it already established her as a kind of wholesome, caring friend. We can tell, like, very suburban house with kids or toys or something.
I think more in terms of like her saying something about Danny. I feel like her and Tanya in this like conversation before Danny comes, it's almost like, and I was talking about the idea with my colleagues today, and one of them was like, "Oh, have you watched White Lotus?" Which obviously we talked about. And I still haven't watched it actually. I need to. But she was like, "Oh God, why did I bring this up?" We're talking about subtext. But yeah, basically like how in the White Lotus, it's like them making like catty comments about one of the others when they're not in the room. And like this for me feels like Gemma and Tanya's sort of catty kind of moment where it's like, Danny's not in the room, we can say whatever we want to say about her.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would be them like laying into her, but I do want them to say something that's like, that gives us an idea of their friendship dynamic. So... is it getting rid of... I feel like we need to keep... Oh, I don't know. Is this necessary? Okay, maybe it's like a... Because I know what you mean, as in like, this can go, like that doesn't need to be in there. Basically what it feels like... I think basically what you said is like, get to the part where it's like, instead of all the waffle, here's the decorations, get going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine because after that they still talk a little bit more before.
Yeah.
That turns out. So it's just making sure it's not 3 minutes of them chatting
So basically, like,
People might get bored.
getting rid of this, and so it's like into this.
Yeah, I think from couldn't you have done that another day? You know what Danny's like.
Mm,
To Gemma throws a cucumber slice at her.
yeah, just get rid of that part.
Gemma's feeling now is she's already doing all of this on her own when Tanya should have turned up an hour before. So
Yeah.
she's getting just a bit frustrated, I guess.
This would probably, I don't want to change slightly there. That's fine. So they're into the funeral talk.
Yeah.
I don't think oh wait, there was a comment down here. That was just the directorial sort of note that you made. Are we on 5 pages yet? No. Close, almost. Okay. So I think that's pretty good then. That's all your notes taken care of in Act 1. And then going into Act 2. Yeah, I think I mentioned this in the email. Like, I started writing it and I was like, something doesn't feel right with this section. Like, it just doesn't really feel like anything's actually happening. So I was just, yeah, I kind of just put in, like, the bits we'd put in the outline. But then I was like, I don't know if it holds its weight. And I think I was sort of losing, like, what is the actual purpose of this scene? Like, what is it driving forward in the narrative?
Do you want to lose this whole scene you've written in Act 2?
I'm not sure. Basically, that's what I wanted to talk about. I was like, because I don't know if it was just, like, me misinterpreting it, like, or from your perspective, what is it driving forward? Because maybe I'm just not, like, my brain doesn't click things sometimes.
I quite like it, actually.
Oh, fair. Okay.
It's more development of Tanya, kind of showing off influencer lifestyle, and then little comment of Danny teasing Gemma that husband's never around. So I think it will build up a little bit, and so that Gemma's outburst at the end wouldn't feel like out of the blue. I think Danny teasing Gemma about her husband is pretty critical, really.
Okay, fair. And because then I'm thinking, well, it's not going to be precisely this though, but basically, like, how many pages should each of these acts be? And I think that's why I was getting hung up a bit, because I was like, how am I going to write 5 pages of this? What are they doing?
Yeah, page and a half, right?
Yeah, just in and out, because I just felt like, like there's nothing more to say.
Not even that, you got like that outline in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
There's a page, really.
Yeah, so we're just in and out of that one. And then the final straw one, I don't know if you had any comments on that.
So I started writing Tanya's speech a little bit, just from what we've done our outline. I just added, a few lines about Daniel and her some clothes, like maybe 20 years ago. She's giving it back to her. I thought it could be kind of a ridiculous plot of like, just that Tanya thought is a sweet gesture, but Danny is just like, what the fuck am I gonna do with that now? I don't want it.
Yeah, hold on. Is this at the beginning bit?
It's just in Act 3.
Yeah, in Gemma's living room.
Speech time.
Oh yeah. So I know you guys since Alex, but it's true. She just got a gift. She bought a gift. I don't know how to start there. I don't think like it's low-key gross. Zanny does not want to touch it. Just chose it in a corner. Rude. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like that. I kind of wondered as well, like, what the relationship between Tanya and Danny is like. But then I like what you've done there, because I kind of feel like it would be the same, isn't it? Or these two effectively just feel sort of like railroaded or bullied by her. Okay, and I think there's a point here on Gemma's being, and no one will come to your actual funeral too. Dagger to the heart. What did you think about actually my point on them, instead of them not knowing that she's, what was it? Instead of them not knowing that she's dying in 3 months, it's like they knew she would be dying, but they didn't know it was happening a lot sooner than they thought it would. Or maybe that's what we talked about already. I've just got confused.
Yeah, I think that like instead of months, it's just weeks, right?
Yeah, and I think it's sort of like, it felt like for me it made sense for like why Danny was feeling so emotional at the beginning, and like why she sort of steals herself before she goes in the door. So she has this new information that they don't have.
Yeah, I think that would.
Hey, love that. Yeah, and in terms of that, this really feels like this sort of blow up part between Gemma and Danny, like the climax of the short. I don't know if you agree with the notes I made, because I was trying to think like, what is the note behind the note? Like why are they so angry with each other? And so yeah, sort of like, it's not necessarily, I don't know if it's something that would necessarily come out in dialogue, but it was more like I was trying to understand whilst I was writing this underlying current, like what is the actual issue here that they're driving towards. And with the whole Gemma being angry because her best friend is dying, I was like, okay, that could be it. But I feel like sitting on top of that is probably like, you've been a raging bitch. Basically, like that's the thing they're arguing about, is like, you've been a raging bitch. But it reminded me of this author, Elizabeth Gilbert. She was talking about when her partner was dying, that she had in her mind as like a writer, she's like, oh, it's going to be this beautiful, magical, and like we're just gonna do all the things on her bucket list and like ride the rest of her life out in this like blaze of glory or whatever. And it's actually turned out that her partner, who'd been an addict for most of her life and had been clean for like many years, basically became addicted again in the last few months of her life. And it was just like, she basically was like, it was a complete car crash. Like everything that she thought would be magical about it just wasn't. It was like, oh no, this is actually hell. This is actually hell. And I was just like, oh, that's an interesting concept about sort of wanting to like have, I don't know, but like wanting to control like someone's last days and have like these beautiful memories. And it's like, well, actually, maybe that's just not how they want to go out. They want to go out kicking and screaming. So yeah, that was just the note I made to myself there, which I don't know if that changes anything for you or like sparks anything for you.
I think you also added like they don't really talk until when Daddy told them they're dying.
Yeah, in the thingy. And these are bits you've added, right, in that Act 4.
I guess for Gemma, so she can ignore the fact that her husband is cheating and she can't get out of her suburban nightmare.
That sounds like another short film. Suburban Nightmare. Do you want to do a horror?
That's the title.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I feel like if she would have flipped out, on anything, it feels like she would have flipped out on the husband one.
Yeah, that's what I thought a bit.
That's a really good point, because I hadn't thought about that. Like, my mother said, do it yourself. Why would you flip out on that line? So maybe even like speech-wise, that could come. The speech could happen earlier. So, you know, like in Act 2 right now is like the food bit. But then maybe like we swap the scenario. So like the argument happens like maybe when they're eating. It's like she says the thing about the food being bland and this is why such and such eats out. And then Gemma's like, look, you annoying little cow.
Yeah, I think that would work, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, like, I make a note. These scenarios so that food setting happens here and Gemma flips out after Danny makes husband comment. Okay, beautiful. Then I haven't checked out your last bit yet.
Yeah, so at the Act 3, I added a few more lines about just from Tanya saying, guys, come on. And I added that Danny would leave the party and just a few lines between Gemma and Tanya. And then Gemma would realize that that was too much.
That's funny. Sorry, that's the rest of my speech for Daddy. Don't want to waste it, you know. Okay, cool. And I take a cigarette, comes down. What's the point of all this? Everything's all gone.
Yeah, this is just a bit when everyone is being honest for once.
Oh.
Danny telling them it's gonna die in weeks. And I was thinking about the twist at the very end. I think I said like, oh, she should suggest they should do something crazy, but I can't think of what it is. So for now I just said like, I just said Danny actually fucked Gemma's husband.
It's like the end. Cut the cameras.
I don't know what you think about that.
Oh, I think, because we talked about it before and I was like, I like it as a twist, but I just don't feel like I feel like, basically, I'm like, would Danny say it? But then also there's a what like, because she's dying in a few weeks, maybe she's just like, oh, fuck it, whatever. But I wondered if maybe it's like something, I want to say like more subtle, like less on the nose. So if there is something like, I caught Michael with some, I don't know, like a red lace underwear in his pocket or something. I don't wear red lace underwear. And you, like, I don't know, you see maybe Danny talks about a missing set or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Something that's like, that you can show at the end and show Gemma's realization.
Yeah.
But we don't actually get to her talking to Danny about it, or like that confrontation. It's just sort of left there. Where we're like, oh shit, she's the mistress. I quite like those ones. I don't know if how you feel about those ones.
Yeah, I think something more subtle works too. Like, so it also explains why Danny feels so uneasy being in Gemma's house, because he would feel so guilty too.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Did this, but in a slightly more subtle way / reveal. I like that. And I also think it needs, I feel like there should be a bit of a setup earlier on as well about like Gemma's situation. Even if it's not her talking to Tanya about it, but like, I don't know, like just something that shows something's not quite right. With all of them, to be fair, because even when Tanya's talking about her press trips, like, we would think, yeah, sure, like, she's going on press trips. Why would we think like she's not? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know if as an audience we should know, oh, something's not quite right with their stories or the way they're acting with each other, because we've had like a little gem or something ahead of time. I don't really know. I don't know how that would be done.
I think for Tanya, it could be something like she's checking her bank account, and it could be she's in overdraft, so it shows her she's not getting any money.
It was like divorce papers, but divorce papers don't just say like divorce papers at the top, do they? Like, that's not helpful.
I think Gemma should be getting a divorce. It should be that she's in denial that the husband is cheating, and
yeah,
she doesn't see any way out.
I wonder if it's, do you know the whole phone ringing thing that I talked about before? But then I don't know if she's not honest with them, because basically like he could be ringing her and she's constantly turning it off. But then if she's not like honest with them from the jump, like, oh yeah, he did whatever, which is why we're not talking right now, I don't want to speak to him, then it would just kind of look weird, wouldn't it? If we've just got her phone ringing constantly and there's no explanation for why it's happening. It's the hard thing with that. Like, I feel like showing things like that. But, you know, it is okay. Should I get rid of some of... I think I can actually just hide the outline. Oh, shit. I think I can hide the outline. I just wanted to see. I feel like we're in a good place for page count, probably. Look out how to do it in this one. Display. Okay, never mind. We're probably at 14 pages for sure. Or 13. 14 pages.
Yeah, I think 2 days definitely cover it.
Yeah. That should be awesome. I actually have not asked about location. That's what I need to share.
Yeah, no problem. I haven't had much luck with sound recorders or DOP anyway. The editor is a maybe from the editor. She said she's got a busy May, but could kind of make it work. So I'm gonna meet with her next week, so I can confirm, whether she can do it or not. But I already told her it's unpaid. So.
And she was okay with that?
The main thing is we got our actresses, right?
Yeah. My friend was like, of course, I'm in. As long as if the director wants me. And I'm like, yeah. I'm meeting up for next week for just like a coffee and a catch up. So what I'm hoping to do is be able to send through like a version of the script so she can see what Danny's character's like. And I was like, I won't hold you to it until you've had a chance to read the script. She was like, I'm sure it'll be fantastic. We'll do it.
Yeah, same for the other week. So I haven't met them in person, but I guess they're trained, should be somewhat professional.
Yeah.
And they kind of fit the looks of those characters, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of basically volunteer to be who I think they should be. So.
Very excited by it. I'm like, ooh. I literally was telling people.
The fact that people are willing to do it for free, right?
I know. I just, like, it honestly means the world. I'm like, but it's also not like we fundraised all this money and, like, we're paying ourselves and not paying anybody. So it's like, please, guys, let's just abandon together. where we can. Whoever has to be paid, we will pay them for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really happy that that's the case. And even like in terms of a car, I literally was like, if we need to, first of all, I can rent a zip car very easily, or my dad drives, my cousin drives, my brother drives. So it was just like, I could literally get one of them and just be like, can you bring your car for a second, please? Just need to shoot this shot. Won't take long.
Yeah, it would be great.
Because even with stuff like that, how...
The house, I suppose.
Huh?
I think it's just a house.
Yeah, that is what I need to ask about. I've seen one of my friends on Sunday. Oh yeah, because that's the last time we spoke. I was meant to see two of my friends that weekend, but I didn't end up seeing them. But one of them I'm seeing on Sunday, so I'm going to ask her. And then my other friend is currently skiing because it's like, so I need to check in with her to see. And yeah, I think those are the only two I could think of. Otherwise, I was just like, maybe it's just worth looking at what Airbnbs are available. Have you ever shot in an Airbnb before? I don't know if you talked about this.
No, I haven't.
Because I don't know if it's an issue.
Just been in people's houses, and I feel like Airbnbs might be weird about people moving furniture or sticking stuff on the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, it's like you gotta check out at a certain time, right? You basically only have half a day on the day you check out.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Very good point.
Unless if you rent it for like...
Because you'd have to get it for like 2 nights. No, we'd have to get it for 2 nights, right? No, because then we couldn't start till 3 or something. Like whatever the check-in time is. So we need 3 nights if that was the case. That is a very good point. Okay, so I will try for an actual somebody's house and see what we can do there. Let me double check anything else we had. Let me know if I can help with any of the crew stuff. I'm trying to think if I even know. I didn't put out that Instagram post actually, so maybe if we...
I think for sound recorders, definitely. And for DOP, I do have some options, but I feel like I'm kind of leaning towards getting a female one.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be really great that all cast and crew can be female. Right now, I'm trying to look out for people who have their own kid but wouldn't mind doing more legwork than having an assistant around.
And I think, because I think if we find people who are sort of in the same kind of space as us, where they're like, like first few projects, trying to just get themselves out there, trying to, work. I say work, but you know what I mean, create stuff. I think those are the kind of crew ideally we want to go after. So that it feels like there's a mutual benefit for everyone, because it's like, oh, actually, this is the whole purpose is to like get other people involved, have a all-female crew if we can, which would be chef's kiss. So we've done reaching out to actors we know. Well done us. That is completed. Oh yeah, so what do we need to do with the script now? That's a good question. Should I take another stab at just like cleaning up with those points that we've put in?
Yeah, if you got time, that would be great.
I will put those in, and then because we're pretty much there, I feel like it just like we've got everything we need there. I feel like it just needs to be like really tight. I'm gonna say the second draft is done. Oh, we actually did that. And I need to ask friends if we can shoot and reach out to crew. We're doing that. And until we know on crew and location, I won't be able to do like a budget. So we'll get those sorted.
Yeah.
As a sort of priority. So yeah, we're on Wednesday the 19th of March. Aim is to have... We said we aim to have the final draft done by the end of the month. But yeah, I'll tidy it up. And so we'll have a new draft this weekend.
Yeah.
Basically, we'll have a final draft this weekend. I was like, oh yeah, they'll also need like time to learn it, even though I know it's not a long piece. And how does it normally work with like costuming? Would they just wear what they have, basically?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything too special.
No, it's nothing elaborate. So
I guess it's just set design, really. Just cheap decoration from Tiger or something.
And food for the dinner scene and for people, just to feed them. And then we're there. My gosh. Yeah. I love this.
Good progress, I think.
Yeah, I kind of just like, I'm like, whoa. Are we missing something? How have we done this? Yeah, no. I feel like the next big things are just like getting the script locked down, getting our crew locked down, and the location.
Yeah.
And that's the last few things we're going to do. So there we go. All right, I'm happy with that. And I wondered if, like, well, yeah, decorations-wise, I feel like we can probably get pretty cheap ones. It's not going to cost loads of money.
The whole point is it being tacky and cheap, like Danny hates it.
Yeah, full tack. I'm gonna love that. I was trying to think, I was like, do I have any decorations at home as well? Because we have so many, like, kids' birthday parties and stuff like that. Like, I wonder if I've actually got some. But anyway, I'll have a look around there.
Yeah. I think you can ask your friend, sorry, what's her name again?
Regina.
Yeah. You can ask Regina about any photos we might use for that design. Just like, because Jem is going to decorate it with, like, just her childhood photos or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. She has loads of photos, actually. I'll ask her. Bring us your pictures. All of them. Okay. All right. Well, I feel like we're in a good place.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Say time next week.
Yes, let me put that in now, actually. Oh, actually, what am I doing next Wednesday? It might... Oh, you're back at work Thursday, so after work. Is that the right day? I can do... Should we say Monday? Monday at 6. Does that work for you?
Monday. Wait.
The 24th. Is that what we're talking about, or do you mean the week after? Or should we do it...
For me.
No, yeah, let's do it. So warm in this room. It's like a sauna in these meeting rooms. Okay, I have sent that to you. So yes, I will see you on Monday. Great meeting. And yeah, I'll let you know how, if anything else comes up or if there's any other news in the meantime. But then we'll talk on Monday anyway. All right, have a good evening.
You too.
Bye. And that is the end of my meeting about my short film. It's coming together so well. I'm really excited.